we've essentially been trying to solve problems around digital content experiences for well over a decade now. And we finally have come to a point where we have a solution that we're super excited about. We've poured all of our hearts and souls into over the years. And with that, I'm going to actually have Gal walk us through a really cool demo.
So what we have here is, as Neha said, a wine and recipes website. On the right side here, you're actually seeing my phone live. So you can see me holding it up. It's not a recording. And like Neha said, we're going to start with a bottle of wine. So we picked up one of my favorite bottles of white. We're going to click right here at the top on the barcode scanner and approve the camera. And let's scan the bottle. See here, it scanned in the bottle of wine right down here and gave me some recommended recipes. To make it easier to show it together, I'm just going to jump over to the web view right here. And so you can see it's a responsive website, and we'll bring it out to make it a little better for the computer. And so this is basically the home of the application. All of the content in here is coming from Contentstack, and we're going to show you that in just a moment. I wanted to start here to really show how you can build an amazing experience for your customers on top of your data. So you can see here how it's bringing the different food that I'm looking at. And I have all these advanced filters here. So I can look, let's say I want easy recipes because I'm new to cooking, or I want things that take 30 to 60 minutes or under 30 minutes. It allows me to filter down. And I can even filter down, let's say I have allergies. Let's say I can't use anything with milk. I can filter down to only recipes that have no milk. And we also have actual full personalization built into this. So if I had been using this site for a lot of time in the background, we're using a tool called Dynamic Yield to actually progressively profile customer. To make it easier for me to demo live on a call, I have a quick switcher right here. Let's say it thought I was sort of a traditional cook. It's going to filter down and give me recipes of really any complexity, but things that take more than 60 minutes because I want those sort of longer recipes that need time to stew and build flavor. Or let's say I'm a working mom, which even though I'm not a working mom, I do love quick recipes. So finding recipes that are easy. We're going to add a new item to the homepage. So you can see here, it's actually a really rich, flexible page coming in here. So you can have the banner up here, this 4-column view, which we're going to do a little bit more with later today. You can see some recipes, wine as well as a video here to jump straight into the content stack. And so that makes it really easy for content creators, regardless to where they are on the site. If they want to make changes to the site, they can go in here and make whatever changes they want. And so in the view, you can see how all of it is coming in from the different flexible pieces. So the most important piece in Contentstack, in my opinion, for content creators is this feature here called modular blocks. And what it does is it allows content creators to basically break down a page into different building blocks and put them in wherever I want. So let's say I want to add some new content in here. I can click on this building block. I can say drag this in to appear right above my video, and I'll go in and start putting in some content. Thankfully, Google Chrome is making this super easy for me because it can remember what I tested out when I tried this out a little bit earlier. And I'll drop in these description items. And so now I've put this piece in here. Let's pick an image. So I could upload a new image or pick an image from the built-in digital asset manager. So I'll pick this cookie recipe and we'll click save. And you can see behind the scenes, the page is actually automatically refreshing itself. So you can see right over here. I can now see this cookie recipe that I dropped in right above the video.
That's awesome. And it's so fast, and literally anybody can do what you just walked through. But Gal, can you show us how difficult or easy it would be if you wanted to kind of change the layout? Because this looks really stacked, and maybe there's a different way to present it.
Yeah, that's a great point. So in Contentstack, you can actually do more than just manage the content. So we saw me put in this information, but I can actually manage the experience as well. So first of all, what I can do, you can see how over here, these sort of two beige backgrounds don't really look good together with each other. So I can drag the video up above the cookie I just dropped in. And then you can see how both of these are aligned to the right. So I can go in and maybe switch this over to the left. And I can add even an animation. So let's say I want to have it fade from the right side. Let me quickly scroll up so we'll get the full effect. I'll click save over here. So now again, it's automatically publishing out this change to my preview environment. And so if I scroll down, you can now see that the video comes in first and the cookie recipe slid into the right side and is flipped over. So it just looks much better for the content creations, or things that when you set up your application, you decide how flexible you want to make the pages, and you can do it live from the system.
It's awesome. And it's so fast and easy. And the fact that you can preview it before pushing it live also makes it something that a lot of marketers look for.
Yep. So let's take a look at that wine page. We'll see if there's anything we want to change and improve on the page we were looking at. So you can see here, there is a picture of the bottle of wine. There's another image of some pizza and wine. What do you think, Neha? Do we need more content in here, or should we switch something out?
Yeah, well, let's see. It feels like we could add maybe one more image and just see if that
sure. Yeah,
brings people excited about trying the wine.
Yeah, let's take a look. So you can see here, this is the page template for the wine. Right here, this is actually an integration between Contentstack and the Commerce Engine. So actually, I can go in here, and if I wanted to, I could add items to the cart. All of this is built straight into the system. And down here is where the banners are from. We're really lucky because we added a bunch of new assets to our digital asset manager. So this is connected with a company called Binder. A lot of images already added in here that I can pick from. So let's find one that we like. We already have pizza and wine. Maybe we can do this pretty gourmet one over here. Let's add this in. Perfect. And let's just drop this one. We'll try out this other image instead. We'll save this down. And then behind the scenes, we can see it's coming in here. And so now I can see the new item coming in here. And we actually have an A/B test that's running here. And we'll talk more about A/B tests in a bit.
So, hey, Gal, I think we are launching the French site. Do you think you can move this to translation and just walk us through how that would work?
Yeah, that's a great idea. So Contentstack has probably one of the most powerful workflow engines built into the platform across any headless CMS. And so the step before this, which we already have, is we have a bunch of workflow stages set up. I'm logged in as an admin, so I can jump around. But you can add permissions on this for which users can move things through different stages, what stages they can move through, as well as build automations on top of it. So what I'll do now is I'll drop this into send to translation, and I'll update the stage. Behind the scene, Contentstack actually takes all the content on this page and sends it out to a translation engine. We have dozens of partners in that space. And in this case, I've built it so it automatically pulls the content back in a couple seconds later. So if I go look at the French translation over here, I can see this just came in a few seconds ago. And if I scroll down, we can see the French over here. I don't speak French, so I can't tell you how good the translation is, but maybe someone who does can give feedback on how it looks. I think we're ready to go over here. So what I can do is I can publish this out for approval from our team. So we have in Contentstack, there's a couple different things around publishing. So first of all, when publishing content, in addition to the instant previewing we've been seeing throughout this demo, I can actually choose specifically where I want to push my content to, and I can push it to multiple places at once. So for example, I can have multiple preview environments to allow different teams to work simultaneously. I could also, if it had the right approvals, push it to production, and the system will automatically catch those approvals for you. So for example, let's say I try to push it to print, it needs to be approved. So it's really nice that the system just brings all these things together for the users are. And additionally, if I wanted to, I could actually schedule this to go live in the future. So I could schedule it for, say, like Friday a.m. if I wanted to in the system, and will automatically take care of time zones, time change, all those things that no one likes to think about, we take care of automatically in the system. One thing I also want to show you, I just remembered, is I wanted to show you how you can also add this to what's called a release. So let's say this change is something I wanted to group up with the change we made on the home page and other items. I could actually create a release and publish a bunch of items in at the same time. So like, let's say I want to look at my cookie release, I can add this to that change. And Contentstack will also look for any linked items and let you add them all in at once. And so this will let me actually take, say, 200 changes at once or even more in the system. I can group all of those things together and schedule this out. now go back to our homepage and set up an A/B test. So if I come look at the homepage over here, you can see that there's two of these sections together. They look very similar. I probably don't want to have them both on the page, but maybe we have a disagreement in our marketing team right now. There are people looking for more sort of winter food. So we have an integration with Optimizely to allow A/B testing. And it's set up so the content editors can very easily turn on experiments without ever going to a developer, and also see the reporting from it. So I can go right over here. I can select which experiment I want to turn on. In this case, I'm going to turn on my homepage comments, and I can save this change in the system. So behind the scenes, it previewed it out. And so now it's basically running an A/B test and tracking which of these different items I click. So if I refresh this page a couple times, you can see different items coming in. So in this case, it's less prep, more test. So all this is happening in the background, and it's basically reviewing my analytics and what's going in. Then the great part is in Contentstack, I can actually see the analytics coming in live. So I can see my goal conversion or my different data coming in from other systems. This is actually pulling data combined from Google Analytics as well as Optimizely to bring the information back into the system. So I, as a user, where I created my experiment, can also look at the results of my experiment and learn from there.
That's awesome. And it helps business users make better decisions about how to present content and where it should go and all that good stuff, which is really cool.
It's been a lot of fun building the site because I actually get a lot of new recipes to try. And my favorite one here is Sonia on our marketing team shared a really good salmon recipe she's created. So you can see this beautiful view right over here. And we wanted to sort of spice things up because when you're in the kitchen cooking, bringing in your laptop or bringing in your phone is hard because your hands are dirty and a lot of things are going on. So in Contentstack, in addition to actually setting up the recipe, we've actually connected it in with an Alexa integration. So you can actually ask Alexa for the recipe. Let's quickly through this recipe in Contentstack. So you can see all the information here, the image, sort of some overview data about the recipe. You can see all the ingredients here and allergens and how you can filter through things to hide away. When you think about it, there's thousands of ingredients in the world, and they all pare down to different allergens. Some of them are really obvious. Like if you put milk in your recipe, you know that someone with a milk allergy or cheese will be allergic to it. But some of them are things you may not think about. Or for example, like peanuts aren't actually a nut and all these other things that surprise us. So it was important for us to make this very easy for content creators. And if we gave them like a PDF with 5,000 ingredients and like 50 allergies to map against, they had to do it manually, that would be really bad for our content database. So what we built is a built-in integration called a custom field that will automate this for them. So let's say I go in here and I add, say, like lemon juice as an item. The system will automatically use the citrus as an allergen. Or like, let's say I remove Parmesan cheese from the list, it automatically removes milk as an allergen. So all of this is fully automated. So for me as a content creator, my recipe information, thinking of the recipe itself, focusing on the information I'm an expert in, and allowing the system to basically fill the gaps and build an expertise in other areas. Really cool from that perspective. Neha, I'll hand it back to you.
Great, Gal. And what I love about that demo and the first time I saw it, like really blew my mind, because if you think about what Gal just showed you, it was a combination of commerce, the digital asset management integration, personalization, voice integration, localization integration, A/B testing integration. And those are all systems and tools that are best of breed in the industry that we thread together using your Content Hub, which is Contentstack. And you don't actually have to leave the user interface of Contentstack to be powered to use all of those different services and tools that you use in your job. And so that's where the first time I saw that, like it was literally 8 integrations, and it was all built within a few weeks, the whole demo end to end. So imagine trying to integrate your current content management system with a digital asset manager and a commerce engine and voice and all these other pieces. It usually could not happen that fast. And that's the power of microservices and really the power of this new approach to content and digital experiences. And essentially why we exist is that the world has changed. You can't just do web anymore. The world has moved to omni-channel, and that's something that most brands have accepted and have started to build planned for. Where content could be generic before, we now understand the importance of everything being individualized and personalized. And that doesn't mean, I'm a 30-year-old female. It means I'm Neha, and I want people to know who I am, and I want them to deliver things that are useful to me and earn my opt-in. And being able to do that with new technologies is super important. And then moving from static content to more dynamic experiences where you're actually interacting and feeling like you're a part of something more engaging. And then finally being able to make changes really quick. And you saw from the demo the power of being able to do things really fast and react to what you're learning about your users, and being able to do it in the way that you want with a lot of flexibility.